I'm Lynn Taylor, your presenter for Data Cabling Expert TV. This edition of our series is especially for those of you embarking on a new project. Let's find out what is the best approach to planning new cabling networks to get the job designed right the first time. So today I'm going to talk to our channel sponsor Wayne Connors about where to begin to guarantee a successful project. So hi Wayne, thanks for being our main sponsor and really great to have you join us on our first video in this series.
Hi Lynn.
So if planning is crucial in your industry, where should clients begin and what sort of information do you think they need to get started properly?
The first things we look at is the client's building, the space that they're actually occupying. And we look at the services that we need to provide, whether they've got a false floor in there or whether they've got a suspended ceiling, things that will actually impact on the actual design of the infrastructure that we're putting in. Secondly, we'll ask the client how long they're actually going to be in the building for. There is no point in putting in a very expensive solution if a client is only going to be there for a very small amount of time. If we're taking on a client for the first time and we need to design a system that's going to last him for the duration of his lease, say 5 years. We need to look and understand what he's using his network for now. The first thing we need to look at is what does a client use the system for? What is his needs? What business sector is he in? How many staff has he got? What applications is he going to run? We need all this information up front so that we can then design the infrastructure to meet those needs. But not just day one, we need to look at where he's going to be in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, 5 years' time. With that information, we'll then be able to then design a system that's fit for purpose. Because the worst thing we can do is design a system that meets his day one budget without actually informing him that day two, he could be spending a hell of a lot more out. We need to be able to give the client the information for the client to be able to make the right decisions.
Is there a major difference between costing for older versus newer buildings?
The client comes to us and says they're moving into a new building and that building is an old building and the infrastructure is limited. Then the cost of deploying a new structured cabling solution is going to be relatively high. If the client on the other hand is moving into a modern building, the cost of actually implementation is going to be relatively low because of the infrastructure is already there, the false floors are already going to be there.
Now, it seems every device out there has Wi-Fi. Surely this is going to make wired networks obsolete. What in simple terms are the pluses and minuses to Wi-Fi?
Pluses and minuses of Wi-Fi is that Wi-Fi gives you mobility, it gives you the ability to be able to come into your office, sit down, not necessarily at a desk but a hot desk area, and be able to work. Whereas a wired network gives you the ability for faster speeds, faster transmission speeds. So they both have got their uses. The two live side by side. I don't see a situation where Wi-Fi is actually going to ever replace the traditional copper network. It sits there as an add-on to embellish the copper network.
That's brilliant. So finally, from a point of view of cost, what would you say is the best way to begin to plan and estimate? What about simple price per point methods?
Clients ask us consistently, what is the price per point? How much is this project going to cost? And it's difficult really to give a price per point. It's like saying, give me a price for a car. Depending on which type of car you want, it could be cheap or it could be expensive. So without actually understanding what the needs are, we can't really give a price per point. However, to save time, we've developed a cost calculator. The calculator you'll be able to download from this site will lead you by the hand and ask you a series of questions. Once you input the information into those questions, at the bottom will come a price that was a budget price for this type of installation. Once you've got that information, we'd ask you to contact us and then we'll go through that to make sure that we've got everything correctly entered and confirm whether these prices are actually fit for purpose.
Thanks for that, Wayne. Some really good practical tips and advice.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
So remember, firstly, look at how long you're going to be in the premises. Secondly, survey and discuss the business applications with your data cabling supplier and ensure the design matches the bandwidth required. Thirdly, check the layout of the building for trunking, then get the best advice you can on how to blend Wi-Fi with wired networks to get you the flexibility you need. And finally, remember the offer you shouldn't refuse. Get hold of ACCL's free calculator tools and their tender templates, which should help ensure you cover all these questions and much, much more to get the project specified and designed right the first time. Get the free link in the member zone and let us know how you get on in the Data Cabling Expert Forum. I hope that was useful, and I'll see you again soon on Data Cabling Expert TV.